So, hi everybody, I'm Yvette Rios, and this is my house. So we're gonna wait a little bit of time to make sure that people can show up. My husband, Steven, who I'll introduce later, is my cameraman. Say hi, Stevie.
Hi everyone.
You gotta show him your face though.
Oh, hi everyone.
So we're gonna wait a little bit of time before we get started. I want this to be, I always have a hair tie around my wrist. I don't know what my problem is, but if you can really, please chime in. But I want this to be as interactive as possible. So if you guys have any questions or anything about anything that you see, please chime in. Stephen is a really good reader.
We already have a couple of questions. Someone was wondering what style of home this was.
Okay, so let's get started. So this is my house, our home. I live here with my husband, Steven, who is our videographer. You should say hi again, just in case people just came up.
Hi again.
And this house is, I lovingly call it the 1796 house. We're not exactly sure when it was built. It was definitely built in the late 1700s. John Adams was definitely president. And so, yeah, it's hardcore colonial. Any other questions?
There have been a couple other questions. I did want to point out that Lego Tonic said you have very good luck with your husband.
Did you pay him?
And iRich90 said they have hair envy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You guys, I have been well, you'll see. So come on in. This is the front porch, okay? So as is the case with old houses, they are often very close to the road. So that's an issue. And the way that we kind of mitigated that is by having fencing and lots of plantings on the roadside to try to sort of buffer it a little bit. So this is the front porch. We always have lots of wood because it is Pennsylvania and it's 14 months of winter, basically. So come on in. And this is the entry. So super colonial in the moldings and the structure. This was an addition actually to the house. The original house would have started right here, and this would have been the original front door. So what we're not sure about, we've heard all sorts of stories about the house. We've heard that at one point it was a general store. We've heard it was a peanut farm. There are slots in the walls where people could have shot guns out onto the yard. So it's got a very storied history that we're slowly doing research on. This is the living room, and this is it's a little ridiculous to have a fire going in July, but if you've got a fireplace, it can look like a super dark hole if you don't have something in there. So I went ahead and lit it. I've got two kids. I've got a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. And so I definitely had to combine kid play space with my living room, and I'm not ashamed of it. So I think you designers with families, it's okay, embrace the family. They're not going anywhere. And I've got a little kid area behind the sofa. So in theory, it's like a New York taxi cab, how they used to be with the plastic. You could kind of pretend like they're not there and they play behind you. In theory, it never really works that way. I've got a TV, of course, because you need a TV, but I like to keep it hidden, so I've got it in this cabinet. I just think it's important when it's an older home just to kind of keep the mystique and all of those things, and why not just try to hide things as much as possible. Okay.
Do you want to pause for a couple of questions?
Yes, I love questions.
Someone asked, and we're hearkening back to the entryway, if that was a rug hanging on the wall.
Yes. Okay. So let me tell you about that rug. I love India, and I've been several times to southern India. I've never had the opportunity to go north. I would love to Jaipur, and I just have so many dreams of going back. But southern India, I got it from southern India. It actually is manufactured in Kashmir, though, which is all the way up north. But I love Indian textiles, and so I love textiles. I love it all. But India is a great place for that. So yes, I did get that in India.
And another question was, what kind of wood are the walls?
So we're not entirely sure. And Stephen, you can chime in. We've had guys tell us that it's chestnut. We've had guys tell us that it's heart pine.
And it may be both.
So we're unsure, but come over here. You guys have to see this. This is so crazy.
The floors are yellow pine. That was a another question.
So these are the actual axe marks for the like literally hand-hewn beams. So when this was constructed, you know, people were using hand tools, and this is how they squared off these beams. It's pretty amazing, and the house is incredibly solid because of this construction. The addition parts are not as solid, and it just goes to show you they don't make them like they used to. So, yeah, go ahead.
There's been a couple people wondering if we lived in the mountains.
Yes,
we do.
We do. So we live in the Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania, which is just west, really, of New York. And you know, pretty high. I mean, not like Colorado, you guys, so don't go crazy. But high enough mountains where we're like a good 15 to 20 degrees cooler than the city sometimes. So, and at night, what's nice, it goes down to like if the day is like 85, at night it will go down to like 60. So it's perfect for sleeping. Okay, so let me show you the dining room.
And then before we move on, there were a couple people who asked if we could just do one more sort of slow look around the room at everything here.
Yes, absolutely. So the trunk I actually found on the street. It was probably a set designer threw it out after a shoot because it was right next to a truck rental car agency, and I just love it. I'm not exactly sure what's in there, but it's there. And then that's the kid area, which I just used little crates to kind of create a kid designated space.
Sorry, I got stuck spinning around there.
Oh, don't get trapped in the cord, too.
Yes. Excuse me, everyone, while I step out of the microphone.
He's a very, very good husband, and he's taking this, like, shooting stuff very seriously, which I appreciate. Okay, so this is the formal dining room. And, you know, as a result of having two kids, nothing is formal. So when my grandmother, I'm from Puerto Rico. My grandmother lived by herself during Hurricane Maria, and she was displaced. So she actually came and stayed with us for a while. And so we made this formal dining room, which, like I said, we weren't really using, into a guest bedroom, sort of. And it's on the first floor, so it's not hard for her to get around. So yeah, this is it. So we don't really use this table as much as we should. Actually, you guys, if you have any suggestions on how to better use the space, I'm always feeling like we only use it really for Thanksgiving and, if we have spillover craft projects. But what's so cool about this room, okay, so just going back to late 1700s manufacturing, fabrication, building, whatever, this is so cool. These are pocket shutters, and I just think they're the coolest thing. And it's amazing, especially for the wintertime. Like I said, we've got a very long, cold winter, and it just really seals up the window and creates like a nice buffer of airspace there. The bed I got, I believe it's French. I got it at an antique store out here. I think I paid like $200 for it. This is the good thing, you guys. If you're on the East Coast, like, come to Pennsylvania. You can get such good deals on American antiques. There, for whatever reason, there's not a huge market for them right now, so it's a good idea. This mural I'm obsessed with. And I got this from David Easton. I'm sure you guys know, famed New York interior designer. He was getting rid of a bunch of stuff from his warehouse, and this was like spooled up in the corner, and I was like, I want it. And it fit really well. It must be a panel of like a hand-painted wallpaper. But yeah, I mounted it up with some nails, and I just absolutely love the color and everything about it.
A couple other questions. Someone thought that this painting over here was intriguing. They wanted to know if you knew anything about
Well, it's a print. It's a Frida Kahlo painting. It's a print of her and Diego. She was obsessed with him. I still don't understand why. To me, he just seemed like a little bit of a jerk. Obviously incredibly talented, but just like a terrible husband. But anyway, she was super devoted to him, and this is one of her pieces where she shows her devotion.
And a couple other questions. Someone asked if the stone in the fireplace was original. It is. The pocket shutters, we don't know if they are original, but we believe them to be.
Yes.
And I think that was it.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to go out this way so we can take the main stair. And you guys, please continue to chime in. I love the questions. So this is the main stair to the house. And I'm going to show you a couple of rooms upstairs. Like I said, we've got two little kids, and
I'm doing one more pan of the living room here.
Fantastic.
On request.
Good job, Stevie.
People are asking about the rugs.
Okay,
Any
so
general rug comments?
yes, so I got the larger rug from eBay. The smaller one was from my trip to southern India, again from Kashmir. And they're like a silk wool combination, like hand loomed. I found this mirror. This is just to show you guys the kind of stuff you can find. I found this mirror. I haven't found a place to put it yet, but $20. $20, no kidding, at the local flea market. Beautiful. Okay, so this is the main, hallway upstairs, and I'm going to show you guys the kids' room first. Okay.
And people are asking if you slow down a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had like 5 cups of coffee this time.
Not your speech, I think your pace. So
Oh,
you
okay.
see more
Okay, cool. I get it.
in the hallway.
So this is the hallway. I haven't painted this and done really anything to this upstairs space. I have some paintings by a good friend, Daniel Baltzer, and other than that, I haven't really zhuzhed up this area. Eventually there'll be rugs and paint.
The Daniel paintings.
Yes, those are Daniel bug paintings. We like bugs.
Well,
Beetles, I'm sorry. This is the kind of thing my husband knows about. Okay, so this is the kids' room. And like I said, I've got 2 little kids. So one of them, is cribbish. The other one is beddish, so we did both. This bed is called a tuba style brass bed. We think it's like, 1920s, 30s-ish. I loved it, and actually the guy I bought it from was like, I can polish it up for you. And I was like, no, please don't polish it up. I love it just like this. I just love the patina and the darkness of it. And then this painting, I was kind of the centerpiece of the room. I bought it even before I had kids. From Sri Lanka, it's an artist, Sangha is his name, and he would paint paints on the side of the street, and he painted this amazing 4 elephants. I ended up having 2 kids, so it's perfect. The grouchy one is definitely the older one. And so I just made it kind of the centerpiece. And then Tucker Robbins, I don't know if you guys know him. He's the most lovely human on the face of the earth. He does reclaimed wood. He's a really dear friend, and he made the frame out of a Sri Lankan wood called kumbuk, which is a wood that is actually illegal to harvest now, but is in a lot of old buildings that are torn down. So he grabs it. And he actually harvests it with elephants sometimes, which is really cool. Okay, so
I'm just going to do a pan of the room. There were a couple other questions. One was where the house is. It's in Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania, in the Poconos.
yes.
There have been a couple people who asked how much the house cost, and we're not going to say, but way less than it would have in the Hudson Valley.
That's true. That is true. And actually, one of the things I was considering, because we've got friends in the Hudson Valley and I love it there, is Hudson Valley or Pennsylvania, and property taxes and cost, all of that made this a much better value.
Someone also asked if we had central heat and air. We don't. The house, because of the old logs, really holds its heat or its cool very well, and that's one of the reasons this was such a resort area in the first place, is because it cools down so nicely at night.
Yes, that is true. I mean, we always end up putting window air conditioners in sometime around end of July, because we're it gets a little hot during the day, and then we find we use them 2 or 3 times a year. But we'll do it again this year. But I wanted to show you this. This is such a cute little cranny. This is the kids. You could totally go in there by yourself, but it's it was the kids' closet, but I just turned it into a little make-believe room. Yeah, it's just got all their costumes. They love, I don't know if you guys have kids, but hands up if your kid loves to dress up, because these kids are always in some sort of costume, gato con botas, which is Puss in Boots in Spanish or whatever. I also wanted to point out one of my all-time favorite other people in the world is an artist named Malka Zeldis. She's a Jewish-American artist. She lives right in my building in New York City. So we split our time between New York and Pennsylvania, and she just makes the most beautiful. She's considered one of the original sort of Jewish American folk artists. So she does all of this kind of religious imagery that's Moses, and she does it in this real folk style. She's just a wonderful person, and definitely look into her. That's also by her as well, and I just love the lions. I think they are so amazing. And it was just perfect for a kid's room because it's so fun and fanciful and all of that.
I mean, that one is Christians being fed to the lions.
Good point. So maybe the subject matter is not the most kid appropriate, and this one, the subject matter isn't very kid appropriate either, but I absolutely love this painting. It's by this Cuban artist named Renee, and I love it because it's these black women. I envision them like dying during the Middle Passage, on their way to the New World. And they become these like beautiful mermaids, living among the fish. And I just think that is such a nice image.
There's a couple people who've asked if the house is haunted. Or is there any active spirits here?
Oh, that's a very good question. So far, okay, knock on wood. I don't even know if that's wood. I definitely know this is. We haven't had any issues yet. But I will say, people ask me, because I grew up in Brooklyn, okay? I grew up in an apartment, it was me, my mom, my dad, my brothers, two brothers, in a 2-bedroom apartment. So like, for me, like, I believe in all the things when it comes to houses, all the creepy stuff and everything. And every time I feel like something could be, amiss, I always just welcome it. I say like, you know what, I'm not afraid. Just come, visit, we'll, whatever, meet on neutral ground and it'll be fine. So I think hopefully that's just dispersed it a little bit.
Our youngest son, though, believes that the corner of this crib is haunted.
He does. And he says that wolves come out of the crib. Yeah, of the wall. So this is the hallway again. Not really super exciting, but I do think this is kind of a cool condition here. This is the master bedroom, which is a little bit of a hot mess, so I'm not going to show you guys, but it would have been 2 separate rooms, and the past owners made it into one. So this house was actually at one point a 4-bedroom house, and this is the closet. So this is kind of a strange stairway configuration over here. But it's neat. It's like all this stuff with old houses is like so charming. Like this is a little window. Like, come on, how cute is that?
Yeah, someone told us these were actually originally gun ports. We believe it was just for air current from the bottom of the stairs. Someone asked how old the house is again. It was built in the late 1700s. Someone asked if you were a witch. Not as far as I know.
I wish.
Someone asked again about the beetle paintings. Those are by Daniel
Baltzer. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and this is the guest bedroom / library. We actually read books, so we don't have them color-coded or, in any sort of wrapping that makes them look, the same. So it is a lot going on, but I love books and I love having them around. And I love, kids actually being able to go to a book resource instead of going to Google, because I think it's nice, just to teach them the old ways. So this is the library. This bed turns into a Murphy bed. So I think this is a really good option if you've got rooms where you have like multiple use. In this case, I didn't want to go with a full Murphy bed because I love the exposed. That would have been the original exterior of the house. So I just wanted to show that. And of course, get up, stand up, which I think is really relevant, especially right now in the current era that we're in. Just gets me really fired up, which I think is good. This is the bathroom up here. So when we bought the house, we've had to do a lot of work. So we've had the house since 2013. 2014? What was it? 2014? 14. Since then, we've had to do a lot of work to it. So this bathroom is one example of that. The vanity is reclaimed from barn wood. The thing that I think is really cool, and if you guys don't do this already, like it's works so well, but I used a heating register, like a vintage heating register, to cover the fan. And I just think that is such a nice way. I really don't like the plastic grating on the fans, and I just thought it was a really nice way to dress it up a little bit. The clawfoot tub is not original. There was one here, but it was larger, and it was really kind of eating up the space because we didn't reconfigure the bathroom at all here. So I went with a smaller one. It's perfect for bathing kids and bathing me, but Steven doesn't fit, so that's fine. He's got his own bathroom downstairs.
Someone asked if we get visits from wildlife. We're going to go outside so we can address that then. Someone asked a couple of people if we can see the kitchen.
Yeah, come on.
We will. And someone asked if there was a little staircase I'm just going to pan this room one more time before we go. In the corner, and there is a little staircase in the corner.
Cool. Okay, so do you want to go down first, maybe? Oh, I'll go. I know. No. I don't want you to like kill yourself. Okay, so this is the back stair. And I can't even tell you how many contractors have come and they say like, you should just take out that back stair. Imagine how much more space you'll have. And I'm like, I love the back stair. It's just so cool, you know? I can't imagine, I guess the situation was probably there would have been like staff or a family member that was sort of outside of the family that would have stayed here and then come down and had access to the kitchen. You know, who knows, but it's here, and I think it's so cool. The rug is from the runners from Turkey. It is really cool. However, I installed it myself, and I don't recommend doing that. I mean, I recommend doing it, but don't do it the way I did it.
Someone asked how to follow you on Instagram.
Oh, you guys, I'm okay, so let me tell you. My name is Yvette Rios, but there is a 7-year-old girl, and I have tried to message her. I've offered her candy. I've offered her all sorts of things. She has the @Yvette Rios, like full name handle. She's adorable. You should follow her too. But unfortunately, I'm @Yvette_Rios. So that's why I have to do that. With an E, yeah. And so this is the kitchen. This is like a recent project, and I did it on a super budget. So I kept the existing cabinets and just painted them. We changed the countertop here. This is black walnut,
I'm just gonna do a quick,
that's awesome.
scan of the room.
And it's locally sourced. If you are in the East Coast and you need raw edge stuff, I know the guy. His name is Jeremiah, and he's fabulous. You should message me. So anyway, this is our kitchen. So the countertop over there is by Corian. This is obviously black walnut. I used a little piece of black walnut over there because we've got cats, or we've got a cat now. And so this is like a perfect cat feeding platform. And then I wanted to show you guys this because I thought this was cool. I found these band chairs. I just love the color. And I put these hooks. The hooks are from Antique Hardware. They're like coat hooks. But basically you can use it to store like your extra chairs.
Someone wanted to know if the floors in here were tiled or LVT.
They are LVT. They're from a company called Mirth Studio. And it was so easy to install. I mean, nothing is technically easy to install, but much easier than tile, much more affordable. And we've had it for, almost 2 years now, and it's been phenomenal. So I'm a huge fan.
Someone asked the question, green?
I love green. I'm a huge fan of green. I mean, it's like inadvertently I've realized green is like the color of this house. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. Because when you go outside, it's like a rainforest. It's crazy. This is the downstairs bathroom, the powder room, but it's also a full bathroom. So this used to end here. This was like the outside wall of the whole bathroom. So what we did was we bumped this out, which enabled us to do the pocket door, which, oh my God, who doesn't love a pocket door? And then we were able to actually get a full-size shower in here and all that good stuff. So the shower door is from American Shower Door, and I love it so much with the transom, and they're a phenomenal company, brass. So it does age, which I think is okay, and it's something you just have to get accustomed to, is having things that like patina and change. And then this, I just think this is such a fun vanity, but it's got like a bottle opener over here. So in case you're taking that shower and you need a drink, you can just open up that bottle right there.
And then what was the slot thing? I can't remember.
Oh, to put your used razor blades. So there you go.
So that came from like a subway station?
It came from a train. It was a bathroom vanity in a train.
Ruben redid that?
Yeah, my friend Ruben Bechtold, Artistic Renovations. He does all sorts of amazing things, and he did that. So this is the mudroom, and this is the second entrance to the house. When we redid this room, this was a drop ceiling, and we had no idea that any of this was behind the drywall. Actually, it was plaster, and when they removed it, it was like the exterior of the house again. And so we had it chinked, which I didn't even know was a thing. There are chinkers, and they chinked it, and there's the exterior wall. So pretty cool, pretty cool.
And people have asked to see the kitchen again, and how many square feet is the house?
So the house is about 2,600 square feet. So it's not a huge house, but it's a really good size for us. And we can definitely go see the kitchen again. I also wanted to point out that these are from Rustica Hardware. They make all kinds of barn doors. They make the barn door hardware also. And I just did this because I had a vision that maybe at some point we would make this like potentially an extra place for kids to, nap or play or whatever. And I wanted there to be like a little division between the spaces.
And then someone also asked, I don't remember what they asked. Oh, who made your shirt?
My shirt! Oh my gosh, I was hoping somebody wouldn't ask me because I totally forgot. But if you message me on Instagram, I'll let you know.
Someone also asked how long it took to redo the house, whether it was done all at once or in phases.
Everything has been done in phases, and this is I am such an advocate of this, especially for designers' own homes. I mean, I think for clients, it's you want to get in and out and do, a phenomenal job. But for me, I feel like every day the house sort of tells me, that sounds so weird. I'm not one of those people that talks to houses, but I do feel like I get an idea of how I'm going to use the space by living in it. So I'm going to show you the deck that we just put on the house, and that was 5 years into owning the house. I realized I really need a deck. This house is so separated from the outside, and I needed a way to be able to get outside easier.
Someone asked, chinking. What does chinking mean? Chinking, I think the root of the word just means in between, and it's just the plaster that goes between brick or log walls like this.
So I think there's different kinds of chinking, and any chinking experts out there, feel free to chime in because I certainly am not one of them. But there are exterior wall chinking in log homes can often be rubbery, and that's mainly to deal with the expansion and contraction of the wood. Since this is interior, it was done with basically cement, but cement with lots of sand.
The Yvette's Instagram is at Yvette, spelled E as in Edward, VETTE _ Rios, RIOS.
So we're back in the kitchen. I also wanted to mention the Samsung fridge. If you guys have families, I completely love these Family Hub refrigerators. It's awesome. The kids can do all their things, draw on there. I can do grocery lists, all that stuff.
They love drawing on it. You have to kick them off it.
You really do.
To get in it.
So this door...
Yvette Rios, E as in Edward, VETTE _ RIOS.
Yes. Thank you,
guys.
guys.
This house is not in the city. It's in the country, in the mountains in the Poconos. And someone also asked the inspiration behind the green in the kitchen, and we're going to see it outside.
Okay, so I did the first. So this is the deck. This is brand new. This is still under construction, and I'm hoping to have it done. With the COVID and everything, everything was super delayed, but I'm hoping to have it done in the next couple weeks. So originally I did the inside cabinets green because I do love green. So when it came time to select a color for the outside, I ended up picking green also, which I may repaint the inside. I'm unsure, but I love this green. It's a moss green. And these cabinets are from Trex Outdoor Kitchens. They're all stainless steel. It's just they're so fantastic. Soft closed doors. I mean, all the things. And then I wanted to tell you guys, this is so funny. So when they sent me the hardware that I could choose for my outdoor kitchens, they sent me all sorts of beautiful Baldwin, all of that stuff. And I loved it, but I couldn't afford the hardware. So I ended up getting these from Hobby Lobby. And when they fabricated the cabinets, they left all the price tags on just to kind of let me know that I chose a very inexpensive piece of hardware and potentially it may not last. But I do love the way it looks, and I'm hoping that it stands the test of time. I just couldn't find anything in my price range that had that real, copper rustic
I
look.
wanted to know what color green the entry was painted.
The entry, oh gosh, that's a polo. It's a Ralph Lauren for Benjamin Moore color, and I'll have to get it for you. It's a really beautiful green. It's so dark.
People want to know if there's a basement. There is a basement.
Yes, and the basement is surprisingly high. I mean, it's over 8 feet, so you can actually store stuff, which as a designer, you can imagine how much stuff I store. So there's a lot of stuff in there.
Someone earlier asked about the wildlife. You might be able to hear a catbird screeching.
Yes, and you can also hear the Harley-Davidson birds driving by. So this is a fireplace that's going to eventually be like a propane fireplace. I'm really excited about it. It's going to get clad with limestone from a company called Polycore. They're really phenomenal, and this is a sample of it. So it's going to be very like light and buffy. So it'll all get clad with that. So that's why there's lots of stuff here to do that.
Someone asked how the bugs are. Great thing about living in the mountains is there's no standing water up here, so you don't get many mosquitoes.
That is true.
I grew up in Michigan, and I would already have been eaten alive today just doing this.
Yeah, so far so good with the bugs. And
Yep.
so
There are deer on the property, and we are close to a major road. We're actually off the very first road ever put in the state of Pennsylvania.
that's true, Sullivan's Trail. Pretty neat stuff. It's actually it's a very sad history with Sullivan's March and everything, worthwhile reading about. But so this is the deck. And again, this is a work in progress. This is not final, but I had to actually shoot a Today Show segment on how to be able to create an outdoor workspace. So I did that. The furniture is mostly from Front Gate. The table is, the cart, which is really cool, and the chairs are all from Front Gate. This is from Amazon. I just thought this was such a cool idea for balcony. You know, if you've got a balcony, you live in the city and you need to work outside, because a lot of us are still working from home. I just thought that was a cool product. And so again, you guys, work in progress, okay? This is like no judgment zone here, because there's lots of stuff that still needs to happen. I've been growing some herbs, not the kind that you smoke, but the kind that you put in your food. And I've got all sorts of things, basil and oregano. These I just got, and I need to plant them. But they've been doing pretty well. I've had some luck and, some not so lucky. Thyme, surprisingly, sage needs to be very dry.
Someone wanted to know about the rug out here.
Okay, so the rug is from Front Gate. Also, it's called the Tansy rug. You should definitely do a close-up on the rug. I think it's so good. It's got little cheetahs on it. Look at that. Tail to tail. It's just such a cool rug. And it's an outdoor rug, available at Front Gate. Very, very cool.
Someone wanted to see the working table again.
Yeah, sure. And this is all Trex also. The deck is all Trex. The railings are all Trex. This is a new glass railing product that they have. And it's been fantastic. So Trex, I don't know if you guys know, is like the #1 recycler of plastic film in the US. So that's all the plastic bags you drop off at the grocery store, on your way to, whatever, Kohl's, I think, picks up a lot of plastic bags and stuff now too. And they recycle all of that pre-consumer, post-consumer, and make Trex. So it's actually a very sustainable product.
Someone asked about the dining chairs and the rug. Those are all from Front Gate.
Yes.
Someone asked where the herb garden was from.
Oh, the little cart, that's from Amazon. And I think it was like $97 or something. It was under $100. And it's cool. It's got wheels and it's got a little shelf underneath. I wanted to get one of these. It's called a garden trug. It's really very cool, but surprisingly everybody's gardening with the time they have home, so they were completely out of stock. So this is the hot tub, not a hot tub actually, it's a swim spa. And I dreamed about, again, you guys, this is all like brand new, so none of this is done. But I wanted a pool because, I never had a pool. I thought it'd be fun with the kids and everything. And then I did my research into swim spas, and this was a way better option for us than a pool living in the mountains of Pennsylvania, where, again, it's like 14 months of winter. The swim spa gets like hot, and you can also make it cold. So it doesn't get quite as hot as a hot tub, so it goes up to like almost 100 degrees. A hot tub can go up to like 104. But you can make it super cool, so it becomes a plunge pool in the summertime. So this one is by Master Spas, and it's been fantastic. We've had it since like December, and we've used it. We used it on the very first day. We filled it up, and we use it almost every day. It's very cool. Okay.
Oh, and the little table that
yeah.
from the decking, someone asked where that was from.
Oh, that's Amazon.
Amazon.
That's Amazon, yeah. And I don't remember what the company was, but that one was about $100. You know what? Let me go get my my boots. So then this is that bathroom that we saw. I'm toying with the idea of putting a door there so that you can, in the wintertime, like just run your tail out, jump in the hot tub, and come out. But I love that bathroom so much. It's hard to like cannibalize on something you really like.
Someone asked if the deck near the swim spa was waterproof.
Yes, so the deck is all Trex. So Trex is completely 75% of it is recycled plastic film. So it's totally, waterproof, absolutely. And the framing underneath the deck is called Elevations. It's a new steel product, so there's no actual wood at all under the deck. So, and that's very important because we have very, very moist temperatures here.
This is our 4-year-old's house.
Yeah,
He was inspired by the many renovations.
He put the skylight in himself. No kidding. Okay, so these are the main stairs. So there's the traffic I was telling you guys about. So the thing about the house, which is, a little bit of a challenge, is that there are stairs. So this is where we usually park the cars, and then we, carry our stuff upstairs. We've gotten used to it, but there is no garage like immediately off the house.
Someone wanted to know if there was a way to watch the video again.
I think it's going to be saved on House Beautiful. It'll be available for 24 hours there. And then I think after that, I don't know if I'm able to post it, but I would love to. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So
I think it said you were.
Okay, cool.
Someone asked to see the basement.
Ooh.
Probably not going to happen.
Maybe next tour, because the basement right now.
Connection. Here, go back.
Okay, cool.
Sorry about that technical difficulties.
This is our yard. It's like about 3 acres, and there's a barn. There's not a barn. There's a garage there with a little loft above that eventually I would like to make into a workspace or studio space or something. And then this is the fire pit. I actually built the fire pit myself. It was super easy, you guys. If you want to do a fire pit, this one was like under $100 and literally took me like 4 hours.
And Beautiful confirmed that this will be saved on their Instagram and you'll be able to share it also.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much, House Beautiful. So this I made, I had to go to Lowe's and Home Depot, so I sort of like cheated on each other. But yeah, 2 different kinds of aggregate stone, and it was less than $100, and it works great.
Someone asked how many acres the property was in total. It's 3, and that includes some land across the little creek here.
Yes, and so that's where I wanted to just show you guys our creek, and then answer any questions and say thank you for joining us and all that good stuff. So this is our stream back here, and there's a cool bridge. This has to all be like refinished. We've painted it a couple years ago, but as is the case with wood, it just always ends up needing to be repainted. Stream, and then we just planted a little willow tree back there, which I was just checking in to make sure it was okay. But yeah, this is our bridge and our stream, and that was my house. And any questions?
Yes. Someone would like to see the fire pit.
Oh yeah, check it out.
Close.
Yeah.
And there's a question about the hanging lanterns.
Yes. Oh, I wish
more.
I had brought the remote for those.
It's right.
Oh, I guess so. They're so cool,
the hanging
though.
lanterns are really cool.
Oh, they're so cool. They're from Front Gate. They're like an LED. They're LED hanging. They're rechargeable. You leave them out like all summer long, and they change into amazing colors. They're so cool.
Someone asked where the bridge leads to, and it leads to about 3/4 of an acre of forest and skunk cabbage.
Yes, which I was told is actually water chestnut, but that's not true. It's not. It's supposedly
Parts of palm.
parts of.
Have a connection here.
Okay, literally placed, dry laid everything, and again 3-4 hours under $100, and it's been so useful for burning all the branches and stuff that we find on the property.
These are the hanging lanterns. And the kids' playground is over there too. Someone asked about the wildlife earlier. The day we put the playground in, looked out and said, "What's that?" And we said,
"Oh, it's your new." And we were like, "It's your new playground. It's so awesome!" And it was a bear. It was a bear. We looked, and it was.
He was not talking about the playground. There was a big black bear standing right next to it.
There sure was.
So even with that little half acre of woods, we get bears coming through the yard, deer. We see bald eagles.
Yes.
Going overhead. We've got lots of snakes and toads and really everything you could imagine in this climate.
What do you guys think? Any questions? I don't want to take up too much of everyone's time.
Well, we've got some thank yous. We've got a little time left if anyone wants to see any other areas of the house again or had any other questions for Yvette. Someone asked if we had a mosquito problem. We really don't.
Oh my gosh, yes, mosquito problem.
In running water, they're larvae. And there's no standing water up here because we're on the side of a mountain.
Okay, so check this out, you guys. Bats. You know, they are not responsible for the coronavirus, and they are incredible mosquito consumers. They can eat, I think it's 1,000 mosquitoes an hour. It's incredible. And so we installed these bat houses. These are from a company called Bat B&B, and they're really pretty amazing. They are totally just really well designed. Each bat house can fit like over 100 bats because they're fairly small, and they actually love it. They climb up, they scamper up the little part, and they sit in there and do their thing. So yeah, we try to welcome the bats.
What the little house on the right was.
Oh, so this is our potting shed. This eventually will become like a little, I don't know, play area or a yoga area or something. Right now it's literally just a potting shed, and it stores all of our, potting shed tools and rakes and all that good stuff. There is an original outhouse. It's a 2-seater in case you want to go to the bathroom with a friend. You're more than welcome, but I'm sure it was like mother and child or whatever. But yeah, it's over here, and it's really pretty cool.
And asked if bats carry rabies. They do, but they don't get it more than any other animal. They just don't necessarily. Still only 0.5% of bats.
See, you're asking exactly the right questions. Steven is in his glory right now. Just throw him any animal question, and he is like so happy. So there's the outhouse with the little moon cut out, and that is the 2-seater there. The potting shed over here. Our garden, which I need to weed so badly that I can't even look at it because I'm just makes me want to get on my knees and start weeding stuff. So I'm not going to take you there.
The outhouse is original to the house.
It is, yeah.
Someone asked if we have snakes. We do.
Yes.
I could probably show you one right now.
Oh gosh, see? Thank you guys. I appreciate it so much that you wanted to see this crazy house and see a little slice of our crazy lives. Yeah, thank you again.
And getting bad connection. About your Instagram handle.
Yeah, so I'm sure it's at Yvette_Rios, and I'm sure it'll be on the House Beautiful stuff. Yeah.
Oh, and someone was asking about the outdoor sculpture over there. That's actually a composter.
It is, and it's art. But the design is that. So, yeah.
Sorry, folks, we're blinking in and out. It's been thunderstormy here, so you can't tell now.
Cool. Well, thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, stay safe and stay in touch.
And one more time, people are saying they couldn't hear what you said for Instagram because it was blinking in and out.
Oh, sorry. It's at Yvette_Rios, RIOS.
Someone wanted to know who makes the composter.
Okay, so the composter, message me because it is a specific company, and it was a little bit of a challenge to build because it's like a soccer ball. It comes with all these octagons that you have to put together, but it's just cool looking, and it's a ball and you roll it and it's great.
Someone has a question. Sewer system. The property actually has the original cistern from the 1700s.
It sure does. Yeah. Yeah. It's all totally anything. So fingers crossed. Okay, thank you guys so much. That's our house. I appreciate it.
Oh, and everyone, there were a lot of nice compliments to you.
Really?
Yes. I didn't want you to get too big of a head.
Oh, thank
I
you.
tried to just do the questions.
I appreciate that. It's definitely a lived-in house. It's not a showroom, and I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And then is there anyone have any last questions or last requests? We have a couple minutes left. No?
Nope. Thank
There's
you
a lot
guys.
of people who think we're a great couple.
Oh, stop it.
Cool.
Is it my mom? No, it's this time at home has been, like, I'm sure it's been a little bit challenging.
Yvette Rios with an E, not a Y.
Yes.
Jenkins, I know that's you who wants to see the snake.
Oh
See you
my
later.
gosh. Thank you guys.
And someone asked the paint color in the entryway.
This is the
Right
paint.
back
This
here.
is the color. I will message me and I'll let you know. It's definitely a Ralph Lauren or Lauren color from, and I will let you know what it is. I'm trying to think about it, but I totally don't remember.
And the doors?
The doors are original. Oh, the doors are actually Sherwin-Williams, and the color is Caribbean coral. I remember that. And it's held up really, really well. I painted it a few years ago, and it's been great. We got a little nick over here, but it's been great.
Someone asked again what the shower door was.
The shower door is a company called American Shower Door. They're a really small American-owned company, and they do mostly custom shower doors. They were awesome to work with. They were very, very responsive. They did the shop drawings and everything when I told them what I wanted. I highly recommend them. They don't typically work with brass. They do a lot of chromed brass. They don't typically do the unlacquered brass, so you have to ask them for that. Most people, still like the lacquer because they want the color to stay consistent. So just make sure to ask for that if you want.
Someone I'm not doing everyone's names. Asked what your main priority was in creating innovative and sustainable design. I think sort of where one starts in doing that.
I think the main thing, and I'm constantly struggling with how to continue to make this house, as sustainable as possible.
Karima, yes, that's the correct Instagram.
It's a challenge, but I think the thing that was the most important to me was to just try to use recycled product as much as possible, and so that's where the Trex came in. It just made a lot of sense. And for the roof, which we're going to have to do, I'm looking into a company called Brava Roof Tile. I'd love to get your thoughts on it, but basically it's again a composite roof material from recycled plastics and all sorts of other stuff that's added to it. And what's cool about it is you can get a cedar shake style, or you can get slate, so you can have that historic look, but it's a totally recycled product, totally recyclable. So I love that. So I'm considering using that. If anybody's used it and you've had good experiences or bad, please let me know.
Someone asked how much time you spend in Pennsylvania as opposed to New York.
It's about 50-50. So we live in Tribeca in a one-bedroom apartment, which is very small for the four of us. And so we do that usually it's during the week and then here on the weekends. But since March, we've been here pretty much full time because of the fact that it's very challenging to be in the city right now with little kids. So
Vero Martinez, that is the correct Instagram. Someone asked if it was energy efficient.
So the house right now, so it runs on oil, is our heating, our furnace is oil. It's a hot water baseboard heating throughout. I would like to try to make it all. I'd like to switch to propane eventually. I've looked into solar. The problem is we don't get a tremendous amount of sun here. We're sort of surrounded by trees. So I really am looking into ways to make the house more sustainable because it's a really big priority for me.
Someone asked if they can see the house. I think maybe they meant the outside of the house, but
Sure.
If we walk through one more time.
Yeah, we can do that.
We just have a few minutes left. Or do you want to stop?
No, I mean, I'm good. If people seem still interested, I just like I don't want to like bore anybody.
For people who just came in, the house is in the Poconos in eastern Pennsylvania. It's about an hour and a half from New York City, hour and a half from Philadelphia, kind of in the middle. Maddie Bella Home wanted to know if any snakes have made it into the house. Only ones our children have brought into the house.
Ay, ay, ay.
The spiders come in though, and
these
our
are
son's been collecting them.
Yes, this is our habitat. My son calls this the spider shelf, and there's
Fishing spider, they're big.
Yeah, they're huge. I mean, it's just crazy. They're not my pets. Let's just put it that way.
The elevation here, someone asked, is about 1,000 feet.
Yeah, it's not super
More foothilly than some mountains.
Yes. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
All right, everyone, thank you. And one more time, Yvette's Instagram is Yvette, E as in Edward, V as in Victor, E as in Edward, T as in Turtle, T as in Turtle, E as in Edward, _Rios.
Oh my gosh.
R as in Richard, I as in iPad, O as in Oxygen, S as in Snake.
Well done, Stephen. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Do you want to sign off? Or?
Yes, thank you guys.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. So, and now.